Mm, She take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling. Come on, friend indeed. Yeah, I ain't saying she a gold digger. Hey, way over time. That digs on me. What up, my K's family? How we living? How we feeling? It's your boy, NMD TV. You watch NMD TV K's all day. If you rocking with the U, then you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss out on a video. And of course, all day, my graphics have been working fine. And as soon as I go live, as soon as I hit the live stream button, it starts to mess up. I really don't even know how to fix that or what to do with that. We're gonna figure something out though, because the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? The show must go on. Let's try to get a couple things fixed real quick. Much love to everybody. Okay, we got the chat popping. We got the chat dropping. Okay, we got the chat up there now. Okay, we got a little quick. Now, why is this looking like this? That's what I need to know. Why my slideshow look like it look? Let's try to do. I gotta overload the backdrop into the synthesis mainframe. You know what I'm saying? Reroute the system. You know how I do, man. Overload the backdrop. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. Look, man, it ain't gonna be fitting right up in the little square, but we gotta talk, so we gonna get it done. Let's see, we're gonna go ahead and oh, stop playing with the boy. Stop playing with the boy. All right, we are okay. There we go. Look, what's up, guys? Listen. Your boy's been out of town all weekend, right? Okay, Mark Pope, he ain't even in that picture, but it's okay. Yeah, it's okay, man. We gonna get it somehow. Okay, so your boy been out of town all weekend, right? I got to see one of the best things, probably the best thing I love to do is to go see my mom, man. And I got to go spend time with her. She is, man, you know, she's motivational to me because I grind because of her. So I got to go see her this weekend. And so I wasn't really up to diving into NC State like I was supposed to, diving into what's been going on with the program, because, hey, when you get the chance to go see moms, you get a chance to go get the moms cooking. You know, you got to go see moms, man. And I try to cherish every moment I can with her. Shout out to moms. But, you know, the family, you know, y'all was sending me text messages. Y'all was sending me screenshots. Y'all was sending me this, sending me that. You know, I was on Twitter for a little bit. You know, we saw, you know, those lizards get beat up by Mizzou. You know, them boys got hit with a couple uppercuts. But that's besides the point. So I've been having some thoughts throughout this bye week, and I wanted to talk about them today. Before we dive into that, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's here early. You know, Ian, Yella, OGK, Calvin, Mr. HD, Johnny Price, John Bird, Kane Forever. We got Auburn Tigers Nation in the house. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Norman comes right off the bat with the $10 super chat. With the $10 super chat. And he says, I hope we have enough starters and backups are good. So honestly, that was one of my thoughts throughout the situation, right? Trucker, what up with you? That was one of my thoughts throughout this bye week was the C virus situation. Now, let me try to take you through what I was thinking, right? I really haven't thought about what if we lose players to this situation because of we've been doing such a good job of it. So we've done such a good job. We've had Manny Diaz talk about it. We've had players. So I really didn't think about it. I want to give another shout out to Norman for that $10 super chat. Thank you. So then what happens last game is the C virus, it hits us. You know, we end up having some problems, missing some players, And that's when I first thought about it, right? I'm like, man, this could happen to us. I start to think about it more when Clemson, Trevor Lawrence gets hit with the C virus. So now, listen, now we're hearing Trevor Lawrence got hit with it, and you realize that anybody can get it. Anybody can get it anytime, anywhere. And I gotta keep it real with y'all. Listen, we're not Clemson. We don't have the depth of Clemson. So if we get hit where we're missing players in big time positions, we could be in a little bit of trouble. So throughout the bye week, after the Virginia game, I'm thinking, man, what if we get hit with the C virus because we did miss a couple players? Then Trevor Lawrence for Clemson gets hit with it, and I'm like, damn, we can't be, we can't afford to lose players. And then this tweet was sent to me. Let me put the tweet on the screen. This tweet was sent to me over the weekend. If I can get it on the screen for you guys. There we go. And it says, the number of players in quarantine now is well beyond 6 who missed the last week's games per person very close to the situation. Unknown how many positives and how many were contact tracing. Administration told me last week that practices in next Friday's game is still on, right? So we got that message to over the weekend. And then Manny came out in his presser today and basically said, I can't talk about it. I'm not obligated to talk about it. I can't talk about it because I don't know what the rule is. Who cares about the rule? But it's a valid question of who's going to be suiting up with us versus NC State, right? We've been winning games. We're 5-1. And I'm happy that we've been winning games. We're 5-1. But we can't afford for this virus to hit us in a couple positions. One position I would think is offensive line. The offensive line hasn't been great. We can't afford any of those guys to get sick. Safety, we can't afford it. And the reason I say safety is because now I'm counting on Amari Carter to get kicked out of every game. I know you may say, hey, you're overreacting. But hey, it is what it is. Amari be knocking people out. He be getting kicked out. And then you got to look at, freshmen, I didn't even say King, but I thought that just went without saying. I didn't even say King, but I just thought that went without saying. Cornerback situation, the corners have been playing good. Linebacker situation, actually, look, I just hope that this Barry Jackson tweet was a little bit over exaggerated. I think that I hope that this Barry Jackson tweet was maybe a little bit exaggerated. And they tried to ask Manny twice about the players and stuff like that, and he just wouldn't go with it. And he said he doesn't have to. He said he doesn't even have to bring it public, really. So we may not know until kickoff. We literally may not know until right before kickoff who's going to be suiting up against NC State. That's big time. Because I really do think this team intact, the team that we have right now, I think we can win out. But I don't think we can afford to lose players. So that was the big thing. And then there was a Snapchat of Brevin Jordan it looked like he was looking out the window, looking isolated. It said something like sad boy, you know. I don't really know. Maybe it looked to me like he was quarantined. I mean, I don't know, but from what I got, listen, man, I'm a social media ologist, you know. I invented the subtweet. You know what I'm saying? I invented the subtweet. I invented putting the pictures out when it could mean different things. To me, it looked like Brevin Jordan, the Snapchat that he put out it looked like he was isolating. You know what? Hey, Mr. HD, I didn't even think about that. Mr. HD said, hey, them Clemson boys, listen, man, they didn't gave them boys the Rona. That's crazy. So that's just one of the thoughts that I've been thinking about during this bye week. The next one, since we brought up Brevin Jordan, right? We did bring up Brevin Jordan. And let me ask y'all this. Is Brevin Jordan, is he injury prone? Let me know in the chat. Put it in the chat. Let me know. Speak now. Let me know what you think. 1 for yes, 2 for no. 1, you would classify Brevin Jordan as injury prone. 2, you would say no. Hey, shout out to Auburn Tigers Nation in the house, man. Y'all had a good game. Y'all killed them LSU boys. Would you classify, if you're describing Brevin Jordan, would you classify him as injury prone? I'm seeing some ones. I'm seeing ones. We got Kane Forever says yes, he is. 3 years, three injuries. Elliot says he's not injury prone. All players get hurt. Here's the situation. If I say I think Brevin Jordan is injury prone, that's not saying anything bad about him. You know, it's not like Brevin Jordan is going out and just getting injured. He can't help that. I'm not saying anything. That's not saying anything bad. That is just, you're looking at it and saying, does the man get injured? 3 years in a row, he's missed several games. And to me, and I don't have all the information right in front of me. I don't have every injury, but this is just me going back through my memory. To me, it feels like Brevin Jordan, when they'll say something like, oh, he's gonna be out for a game, and then that turns into maybe 2 or 3 games or something like that. Or it may be a small injury and then it ends up he's missing games. Right? And saying somebody's injury prone, I think Tua's injury prone. Shout out to all the Miami Dolphin fans in the chat. I think Tua's injury prone because he's been getting injured. Doesn't make him a bad person. Doesn't make him a bad football player. But they do say the best ability is availability for a reason. You know, the best ability is availability. That's not something that just came out of the dust. That's real talk. And to me, I think the story that people haven't been talking about enough is when Brevin Jordan went out, the offense looked a lot different. When Brevin Jordan went out, this offense looked a lot different. The beginning of the year, when we had Brevin Jordan, he was making play after play after play. Play after play after play. And that's something that doesn't get spoke about a lot. Will Mallory, I love Will Mallory. I think he's good, but I think there's a big difference between Will Mallory and Brevin Jordan, because I think Will Mallory's hurt, but he's playing through an injury. I don't know for sure, but he's always limping. I always see him limping after a play. But Brevin Jordan is able to block. Brevin Jordan can do it all, but what really separates Will Mallory and Brevin Jordan is Brevin Jordan blocks his ass off. So on things like, you go back to the last game, and I think it was Brevin, it was not Brevin, it was Will Mallory, it was D Wiggins. We run a tunnel screen in the corner, bust through, nobody touches him. I don't think that's happening with Brevin Jordan in the game. The offensive line has looked a little bit shaky, even more shaky the last couple games. Why? Because you don't have the extension of Brevin Jordan. Because, he is a tight end. He isn't Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts gets to stay on the outside. He don't get to go into the mud, into the dirt like Brevin Jordan does. So we've been talking about the wide receivers. We've been talking about De'Aaron King and can he throw the ball deep? Can our wide receivers make plays? But also, we got to realize that we did lose, to me, one of the best tight ends in the nation. And with that said, I do think he gets injured a lot. Now, the word a lot is subjective to anybody, but I think he gets, he's missing games every year. Now, the reason I brought this up is because this tweet was sent to me. I love Twitter, man. Twitter's the dopest app, man. Let me find the tweet. This is Brevin Jordan defending himself. Let's put it on the screen here now. Okay, y'all can, the pixels aren't as great, but we can see it here. Let's see. Okay. So I guess Brevin Jordan was talking about a player who came out of Nevada and somebody named Ray. Ray says, "Hey man, real spill. You've been at Miami for 3 years and you've been hurt every season. Are you ever going to play a full season, Mr. Elite? Or are you going to dip to the league Jeff Thomas style?" Damn. Miami fan base, we ruthless. I'm tired of seeing our best weapon on a sideline. Now, before I say what Brevin responded with, Ray, I understand what you're saying, Ray. But do you really think you need to tag the man? I mean, I don't think Brevin Jordan is sitting on the sideline saying, "Oh, I'm just going to take this game off." The man's probably, I'm assuming he's really hurt. It's not like he wants to get hurt, but Brevin Jordan defends himself. Brevin Jordan says, "Hey man, real spill. Since my first game against LSU, every game I didn't play 70 plus snaps. That's a lot of football, kid." Oh, disrespectful. Hey, Brevin Jordan called that man a kid. He didn't say grown man. He said you a little kid. My freshman year, I missed 1 game. Last year, I missed the last 4. I don't got to explain myself, though. It's football. You come suit up and play with us. Hey, Brevin Jordan wasn't playing around. Brevin Jordan wasn't playing around with him. Hey, Brevin Jordan wasn't playing around with him. I'll say this, though. My mom used to say this. Again, hey, I'm shouting out my mom today. Much love to my mom. You know what I'm saying? But she used to say this. I remember she used to always say this as a kid. A hit dog will holler. A hit dog will holler. Now, Brevin Jordan is a high-profile athlete. And he gets people at Brevin Jordan a lot. And he's very active on social media. But it's interesting that he took time to respond to this guy. And you know why he did that? Because although I don't agree with how Ray went about it, although I don't think you should at the athletes and you should straight up call them out like Ray did, there is some validity to what he's saying. And Brevin Jordan has been hearing it a lot. That's why he responded to him. Because if Brevin Jordan even said, I don't got to explain myself though, but you already explained yourself. If you didn't have to explain yourself, why'd you explain yourself, Brevin? I love him, but Brevin know that there is, whether you think he's injury prone or not, there's evidence for both sides. There's evidence for both sides. What if Manny tests positive? I don't know who they're going to have as the assistant coach. So my question to y'all, whose side are y'all on, right? Let me know in the chat, whose side are y'all on? Are y'all on Brevin's side or Ray's side? Ray called the man out. Brevin responded. Who won that Twitter fight? Who won that Twitter beef? We should have a third tight end. We got Marinelli, right? Rick says he's not missing a season for like that. Like if Brevin Jordan misses a couple games, it's a couple games. Hey, then it is what it is. Hey, Ian says if you on Ray's side, stand up in the chat. Ian wants to know. Ian wants to know if you on Ray's side, stand up and let it be known. That's right. Hey, Brevin out there in the trenches. We not. I'm on my couch. I'm on YouTube. I'm not out there going up against big ass defensive linemen every day. Oh, Elliot, I just saw this. That's a good point. Elliot makes a good point. He says, Grant, if you were in a horrible season like last year, are you rushing back from injury to finish 6-6 in a meaningless season? That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Oh, I know came forever, but I just like to put myself in there too. Yeah, I don't think NC State played last week. Look, I mean, I think NC State, they're a capable team. I haven't watched a lot of film on them, but they can beat us. We're a beatable team. I mean, we haven't done anything to show us that we can just walk in and blow people out. Right? We blew out Florida State, but we haven't really just walked in and blew people out. So I think every game from here on out, we gotta play. It's gonna be tough. Do I think we can win out? Yes. But do I think it's pistol us in? I don't know. North Carolina, they got a lot of stuff to deal with. Virginia Tech, they got a nice running game. It really, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I know this is I guess this is like the easiest take. This is the easy thing out. But this season could come down to who has the virus, what players miss because of the virus. Because the ACC ain't playing around. Listen, if Trevor Lawrence if he's gonna miss 10 days, if they're gonna actually make him miss the Notre Dame game, which they will, then you best believe all these other players, if they got it, they're not playing. So this whole ACC situation could come down to who is the healthiest team. There's not a game on our schedule that you can just say Miami's going to win with ease. I think every game is going to be like the Pittsburgh game, like the Virginia game. We're going to battle it out, but we're going to end up winning it. That's what I'm saying right now. I don't know, Tampa Bay Nation. Notre Dame, they used to flopping. You never know. You never know. You never know. So we talked about the Barry Jackson tweet. We talked about the Brevin Jordan tweet. Something else that, you know, it's now the three people, this game, the three people that I'm looking at right now, you know, that we're going to look at, that this game, just looking at this game, the three players, or not the three players, but three things that I've been thinking about, like I said, over the bye week is week one, or Manny, this team, and it's going to be talked about, but this Miami team has to come out Friday night ready to play. You have to get this team starting off ready to play because of the bye week. We know about the whole bye week thing. Look, we got the new jerseys. You know, we're going to be looking fly with the black on black. But I'm interested to see how we look like coming off a bye week. We talked about it last time. Manny is 0-4. And it's not about the record with me. It's not about the record. It's about how we've looked coming out. Right? It's about how we look lackluster in those games in the first half, you know? So against NC State, 1, I hope we win. 2, I hope we come out. You know, I would rather us come out on fire and then battle and win rather than us coming out looking like dog crap and end up winning. Because if we come out looking like bums, it's still going to be looking at Manny like, damn, what do you have these dudes doing over the bye week to where we take a week off, and instead of us coming back healthy, refreshed, ready to go, ready to flow, ready to bust some heads, it's not there. You go, we're in the house. Kenny Kane's in the house. What up? So Manny, I mean, listen, there's a lot of people who aren't happy with Manny. There's a lot of people who say, Manny, you was out there slipping, sliding. You was out there doing a lot. A lot of people aren't even giving Manny any credit. If we lose to NC State, if we start off slow against NC State, everybody's going to talk about that bye week. Right now, Elliot, right now, the way I'm looking at the polls, and the polls, they're not giving Miami any respect. They're not giving Miami any respect. They got Wisconsin over Miami. Half of Wisconsin team can't even play. They're not giving Miami any respect. If it's up to the people voting right now, Miami wouldn't see an Orange Bowl. Miami wouldn't see an ACC championship game. Miami wouldn't see nothing. Mike Harley, you gotta ball out, or will you ball out? That's my Mike Harley. David says he's not high on Manny Diaz. We be looking unprepared. But you look at Mike Harley, we know he came out, he had the hell of a game, right? Then he came out and said they were taking shortcuts. My question to Mike Harley is, you just had a hell of a game, son. You just put yourself on the map with that game. You just won some ACC honors this week, which means NC State, they know you're there now, right? They know what you're capable of, right? And I'm not saying that Mike Harley has to come out and get 10 receptions, all that. But can you be a threat? Right? Can you be a threat to make the defense adjust to you, Mike Harley? And if they do give you attention, Mike Harley, will you still make those same plays? Those are the questions that now we're looking at Mike Harley. That's what's crazy about this sport, is that after you've had a good game, the bullseye's bigger on you. You know, Michael Jordan had a quote that said, you know, the points that you had last game, they don't count in this one. So once we kick off against NC State, those 10 catches over 100 yards you had against Virginia, they don't count. They don't count. They're done. So will you be satisfied or will you be hungry, Mike Harley? Will you come out still working, Mike Harley? I mean, we saw you with the catch against Pittsburgh get revved up. Then we saw you take off against Virginia. What Mike Harley are we going to get? Can we do it 3 weeks in a row where you make some type of an impact? Can we do it, Mike? Cameron Harris, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at Manny Diaz. Can you get a win coming off a bye? I'm looking at Mike Harley. After the comments in the media and after your big game, are you going to have a big game? And then Cameron Davis, Cameron Harris, are you going to have a big game? Listen, man, when you come out and talking about you being disrespectful, when you come out saying you being disrespected, the next game you got to ball out, right? Chad, am I right? Chad, am I right? You got to ball out, right? If you come out and say, y'all disrespecting me, G, you're disrespecting me. If you come out and say, put some respect on my name, then, hey, we got to see more than 8 carries and 8 yards. I mean, we really should see a Cameron Harris running the ball like we've never seen him. Because we didn't put it in the universe. We didn't tweet it out. You tweeted out. To me, when you sent that tweet, to me that said, I want the pressure and I can handle the pressure. And now we're going to see against NC State. Are you going to put the money where the mouth is? Is that what you gonna do, Cameron? Is that what you gonna do? Because we know he's capable of it. We've seen him have big carries, big gains. But those young bucks, those young bucks, Don Chaney Jr., Jalen Knighton, they coming. They coming. And we've seen them get better every week. We've seen them get better every week. So those were just some of my thoughts, man. I'm wondering about the C virus situation. I'm wondering about Brevin Jordan. Manny Diaz did come out and say he's healthy, but I'll believe it when he suits up, you know? I mean, I've heard the whole a player's ready, he's looking good in practice, and then it's a game time decision. We decide to hold them back. Look, I want to see, can Brevin come out and can Brevin be the Brevin that he was at the beginning of the year? Then Mike Harley, Cameron Harris, both of them had comments. I'm definitely looking at their play. Both of them are veterans on this team in this locker room. I'm looking at their play. And then, Manny, how will you have this team prepared after the bye week? You know, it's going to be interesting. I think we can beat Florida. I see there's conversation about Florida. I mean, Florida has a good offense, but their defense is dog poop. Their defense is doo-doo. Who would I put on Kyle Pitts? I mean, GB3, Bubba Bolden. I'm not saying we're going to shut Kyle Pitts down, but I think we can play with him. I think we can beat him. I mean, they defense is ass. I mean, old boy for Texas A&M, he played with a torn Achilles, put up almost 200 yards receiving on them boys. Come on now. I don't. People talking about the SEC. Listen, man, stop it with the SEC ball. Look, Alabama's running that conference. Everybody else is not even in the conversation. Just like Clemson's running the ACC. Georgia, their defense is legit. After that, they can't do anything. Look at what the offenses have been doing in the SEC. Georgia, thank you. Look at the quarterback play. They got a walk-on quarterback starting for them. Come on. I think I would love to see GB3 versus Kyle Pitts, because both of those players are very versatile in their position. And when you line Pitts to the outside, I think GB3 can go to the outside and hold his own. Now realize when I say that, Kyle Pitts is gonna get his, but I think GB3 would get his. That's one of those matches where you just grab your popcorn, and I would just love to see who would get the better. You know that, and that's putting all bias aside. And GB3, not just his athletic ability and his intelligence, but his attitude. His attitude is a type where I'll guard anybody, I'll go up against anybody, and I'm not going to back down. I mean, he looked good. GB3 looked good last year in the Florida game, if you look at it. I think he gave up one pass to a wide receiver. So, it is what it is, man. Real quick, man. hey, you already know that's gonna happen. I got no debate. I got nothing to say that. There you go. Ian says that play was on Carter, not GB3 in that game. And even if Carter was supposed to have over the top, GB3 was still with him, I think. But I like that matchup though. As a football fan, take my bias out of it. Take my love for Miami out of it. I would just like to see those two go at it. Let me ask y'all this. This is my question. What would you define as a successful season for Miami this year? What is y'all's definition of success for this team this year? Because I go back and forth with it, honestly. You know, is it a bowl win? Is it an Orange Bowl win? Is it making it to the ACC championship? Is it a winning record? 9 wins and a bowl win? Okay. I gotta get somebody and that's the big thing, is we gotta get back to consistently winning bowl games, man. God, we gotta consistently win bowl games. CB, what up, my guy? Listen, I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but that boy James Williams, I mean, it's every week he's doing something crazy at the high school level. It's every week. Have y'all ever seen those players? Y'all ever seen those players that as a junior, they get hyped up, and then once they get into their senior year, they really don't make a lot of plays, and you know, they say, well, you know, they don't make a lot of plays because teams know about them. James Williams, every week, every Friday, it's almost guaranteed he's doing something crazy. He's making some type of play. That's something that I can't wait. I got to get somebody who's been at the games. Fresh, what up, my guy? I got to get somebody who's been at the games because it's literally like every Friday you can count on there to be a clip going around of James Williams doing something freaky, doing something crazy. So to keep these guys, to keep the class that we got going in, I think we got to win these games. So we're saying success is at least 9 wins in a bowl game, in a bowl win. At least 9 wins in a bowl win. Right. I honestly think is if Avante was healthy, he'd be getting snaps. Either at safety, because Amari Carter keeps getting kicked out, or at punt returner, because I think he can be good at that position too. Are we going to have the bye week blues? That's the question, Fresh. That's the question. The thing about it is, let's say I was the coach. We're not good enough for anybody to catch us off surprise. We're not good enough for anybody. We should be going up into every game thinking we got to play our best to win this game. We gotta play our best to win this game. So no team should catch us off surprise, but I'm telling you that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at how will this team start off? How confident am I in Jeremiah Payton? I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems, I keep saying this, man. Jeremiah Payton just looks uncomfortable on the field. That's what I think. I think he looks uncomfortable on the field. I don't know if it's the system. I don't know if it's the connection with De'Aaron King, but he just looks uncomfortable out there. You know, catching, blocking, running routes. He just looks uncomfortable. Shoe falling off. I love Jeremiah Payton, and I still got faith in him. I'll say my confidence level coming into this year, I thought Jeremiah Payton would be the breakout receiver. I would say my confidence right now is at a 6 for him. The thing about Jeremiah Payton in high school was, Ian, who was y'all's quarterback? Because when I watched Jeremiah Payton's, when I watched his highlights in high school, the man had to make spectacular catches because the quarterback was so inaccurate. Calvin says we're gonna blow out NC State. I don't think so. I'm done predicting we're gonna blow out anybody. At some point, we're 5-1. At some point, we gotta believe what we see, and what we see is we don't have the capability of blowing people out. But maybe with Brevin Jordan, maybe with a healthy Brevin Jordan, things can change. Maybe, and that's the thing is, like the last couple of weeks we've been talking about the wide receivers. Well, what about Brevin Jordan missing? Maybe that's the piece of the offense that can get us that second touchdown, that third touchdown. Because we've been coming out scoring, but then we just kind of get into a lull in the middle of the game. We've been coming out scoring, but then we get into a lull in the middle of the game. And that's what I think too. Northwest is, I think Brevin Jordan, I think he helps the offensive line as well, because I don't think Will Mallory is as good as a blocker as Brevin. So I think having Brevin there is scheme wise is going to make the defense have to focus on somebody, and then it's going to help in the blocking as well. Our D line is held. To me, it's really crazy how weekly, and it's easy. I know a lot of people are just gonna be like, "Oh, you run a YouTube channel, so of course you're gonna say your defensive line is getting held." I wish somebody would cut up clips of our D line getting held, because it's really crazy. I agree with that, Fresh. Manny Diaz said Brevin Jordan was healthy. I don't know if that means he's going to play. It's crazy. It's crazy how many like holes, and I mean they're blatant holes. They're not even like iffy calls. They're not even like iffy calls. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in for the bye week thoughts. I will be having content on North Carolina State coming out. I'll be doing more live videos like this, you know, where we get to talk, we get to kick it. Call-in shows. If y'all could, man, just hit the like on the button on your way out. That's just going to let more Miami Hurricane fans, more of the family, discover the channel, man. If you just hit that like button, I greatly appreciate it, man. And I definitely appreciate everybody coming through, man. Much love to y'all, man. Because, hey, without y'all, man, I would just be talking to myself like I do every day. I'm crazy like that. But, hey, we going to get right, man. 5-1. We 5-1, baby. I'm out. Much love. Hit that like button. If you rocking with the U, then you know what to do. Peace.